Finland, more than any other country in the world, has made the greatest gains lately on the international comparisons that are done when a sample of students are tested in various subjects like math and reading. And what's interesting about Finland is, first of all, there are no standardized tests given in the country of Finland, none at all. Teachers are tremendously respected. They are given great autonomy in the classroom. There are national standards, but again, those standards are not based upon a particular curriculum or a particular set of standardized tests. And they do have smaller classes, and every child gets his own individualized education based on input from teachers and parents. And I think it's very important to look at how this administration, both in New York City, has totally dismissed the views of teachers, has scapegoated teachers as being the cause of low achievement in urban school districts, something which there is absolutely no evidence for, and has really put the entire burden on teachers as being responsible for all the ills of the system, whereas actually they are not given a fair chance to succeed with all their students because they have the highest needs kids in the largest class sizes and the worst conditions. And I think that if the Department of Education in New York City and if the Arne Duncan really respected teachers, they would listen to teachers about how best to improve our schools. And overwhelmingly in national surveys, over 95% of teachers say the best way to boost their effectiveness and to increase the quality of teaching in this country would be to reduce class size. And over that comes out in surveys over every other strategy, an option that's put forward, including paying them higher salaries, giving them performance benefits, bonuses, and or more professional development. Over and over they say reduce our class size. That's what's most likely to work. And the research bears it out as well. All the controlled studies show that. So I really think that not only is the emphasis on blaming teachers tremendously misguided, but it's likely to hurt not just the profession, but our highest need students, because what kind of teacher is going to want to teach in a school where they are castigated, where they are scapegoated, where their school is threatened with being closed down and they are being fired on the basis of standardized test scores when they know that they're facing the greatest challenges every day with the students that they see, immigrant kids, poor kids, minority kids. These are our heroes. These are the people who are working under the worst conditions, and these are the people who should be celebrated, not always scapegoated for the inequitable conditions that are placed on them by our cities, states, and now the federal government.
Would you happen to know if the teachers in Finland are unionized?
I wouldn't be surprised. I have to look that up, but I would imagine that they probably are unionized. I mean, most of the Scandinavian countries have strong unions, so, but I'd have to look.
It was interesting that Sharansky mentioned how why Europe is ahead of us. He gave a whole bunch of reasons, and yet almost all entire teacher unions in Europe have incredibly strong unions, way stronger than ours.
Yeah, and the thing is, in the countries that have pioneered this strict accountability system that they want to impose nationally here, like Great Britain, has seen no improvement for high needs kids and poor kids, and the testing has gotten so overwhelming and so negative that there was a national boycott of standardized testing this year in Great Britain, and I think over 60% of the teachers in the entire country boycotted the national tests.
Okay.
And I think that this would be a very good thing for teachers in this country to start talking about as well.